Hi boys and girls. In today's video, we are going to learn how to use illustrations in a story to describe its characters, setting, and or the events. You watched a learning video about this last week, but it was in our story, My Rows and Piles of Coins. This week, we are going to be doing the same thing, but we are going to be using Lemonade in Winter. Let's go ahead and look at our first illustration. So in this illustration, we're going to read the page. We're going to use that illustration to get more details and more information from it. And we're going to see what we can find out about the characters. So if we go ahead and read, they run through the bitter air with a large paper bag. Mom says, nobody will be on the street. Dad says, nobody will want cold drinks. Pauline and John are too busy to hear. So, even though Pauline and John's mom and dad are telling them nobody wants to buy lemonade because it's winter and it's cold outside, they aren't listening to them. We can see up in this illustration up here that they are gathering all of the stuff that they brought from the store and they're pulling it through the cold snow. And then down here, they're walking in the house, and this is where their parents were telling them nobody's going to want to buy lemonade. But they're not listening because they still are going to go out there and they know they are going to sell lemonade. So, Pauline and John are very determined characters. So when we're describing characters, sometimes we can describe what they look like, but other times we can describe how they act and character traits that they have. Pauline and John, they are determined characters. They are determined to sell that lemonade. Let's go ahead and take a look at this illustration. We're going to use this illustration to help us tell the setting in the story. Let's first go ahead and read because we want to use details from the reading as well as the illustration to help us. Outside, that mean wind blows. Icicles hang from the windowsills. Maybe nobody is on the street, says Pauline after a bit. Maybe nobody will want cold drinks. I'm on the street, says John. I want them. He grabs a cup of limeade. Don't drink too much, Pauline warns. It's 50 cents a cup. So, if we use this illustration to help us describe the setting that's taking place in the story, I can see in the illustration, I see all of this snow. I can see that these cups right here are actually blowing away, and it told me that up here in the text. It said, outside the mean wind blows. So those details from the text are helping me as well. I can see above Pauline's head right here, there are some icicles hanging, and it says that right here. Icicles hang from the windowsill. So, using this illustration and the text, I can say that the setting is outside on a street during winter. Let's go ahead to our next illustration. In this illustration, we are going to take a look at the event that is taking place. So, we are going to read what's on this page, and we're going to use the illustration to help us understand what is going on. 2 limeades, 2 lemon, 1 lemon lime, please, says Rosa. 5 cups is 5 quarters, and that's $1.25, Pauline tells John. The money goes in the green plastic box. Rosa calls over her shoulder as she heads back to her shop. You kids are crazy, you know that, right? All right, so if we go ahead and take a look at this illustration, and using the text that we just read, we can see we have Pauline here, and we can see all of these ladies right here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They all just bought stuff from Pauline and John. The event that's taking place in this illustration, we can tell, is that they are selling lots of lemonade out on the street, and they're collecting the money because it told me in the text that the money goes in the green plastic box. So boys and girls, let's remember that whenever we are reading a story and that there's illustrations in the story, we can use those to help us describe the characters, the setting, and the events. The text is going to give us a lot of good information, but the illustrations can give us even more information.